hey, but hey, I personally think it's worth it. Check it out. I'm now like fully animated. Got cool backgrounds that I can like jump around in and shit. You will definitely be seeing more of this throughout the video. But yeah, how about we just jump onto the topic right now? When it comes to games, movies, and stories, we tend to overlook how important it is for the overall design of things to work well together, and weapons are no different. I mean, imagine if Legolas from Lord of the Rings was running around with a gun. A good weapon design makes it seem like it has a place in the world, or maybe stands out just slightly enough that you become intrigued as to how it fits in the world. Bad weapon designs end up like the EX1 from COD Vanguard. On the outside, it seems like a somewhat fine design until you realize the setting of the game it's taking place in. The question I am proposing is what makes a good and bad weapon design, not what makes a good or bad weapon. To answer this question, I'd like to set a good starting point. A gun that was previously talked about earlier and has a decent amount of talk about it, why it just doesn't belong in the game, and that is the EX1 from Call of Duty. Now, I don't think I need to explain why a fucking laser gun that looks like it came out of Infinite Warfare doesn't belong in a World War II, Cold War, whatever the fuck themed Call of Duty game. But allow me to explain why a laser gun doesn't fit in a World War II, whatever the fuck Call of Duty game. Now, I know the counter-argument to this is, well, are the ray gun and thunder gun and Wunderwaffe bad guns then? No. And the reason why is because of one simple factor. Call of Duty Zombies is not taken seriously, and it's kinda hard to. You're literally killing undead Nazis with a teddy bear that makes a mysterious box act like women around me. Plus, the design of these guns fits the game mode as well, with the Wunderwaffe having a very steampunk feel to it, and the Thunder Gun having this very NASA Apollo 11 feel to it. I mean, fucking teleporters exist in some of the maps, so this doesn't stand out too much. The ray gun fits in for a different reason. It heavily resembles ray guns or alien weapons that came out around this time period. And it's for those reasons why the EX1 doesn't fit into Vanguard. It's supposed to be a gritty World War II game with a war-torn environment, not a place with teleporters, steampunk giant robots, and magic money machines that upgrade your guns. However, that doesn't mean a gun like the EX1 couldn't work completely in COD. You see, just because games have a super serious battle, war-torn, whatever feel to it doesn't mean you can have fun without breaking the immersion. The best example I can think of this is the biggest fall from grace franchise of recent memories, Battlefield. You see, in Battlefield 4, though taking place in a slightly modern setting, has its own version of the EX1, the railgun. You see, the reason why a more futuristic gun works better in Battlefield and not in COD does slightly have to do with the setting, but I would argue it's mainly the way it's implemented into the game. The railgun is an Easter egg weapon, not a fully usable, unlockable weapon. The gun was only available on one map and was used until you died or until it ran out of ammo. In fact, Battlefields had a history of having dumb guns that are only unlocked via Easter eggs or finding them hidden on the map. The tiny gun from Battlefield 1 is a good example of having a very stupid gun work in such a serious environment, because not only is it a hidden gun, but it is also an actual weapon called the Calibri. Also, because of the fact that it was a real gun, I feel like this could have worked in Call of Duty as like a meme funny gun. Honestly, I feel the handgun works for this game because once again, it's a secret quote-unquote weapon. And it can be found somewhere on the map, just like the other two guns, and it's not a permanent weapon, so it still works for the same reason the prior did. Now, the problem with weapon inconsistencies doesn't stop with just guns, mind you, because my favorite MMO of all time has its own problems with its weapon designs. Guild Wars 2 is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, MMO ever. And it's for those reasons why I think this problem bothers me so much. Guild Wars 2 has a high fantasy setting, so this can add a level of creativity to weapon designs. I mean, just look at Final Fantasy 14. They have some really weird and bizarre and really out there weapon designs, but a lot of them still work with the world that it's in. You can get a breathtaking and amazing designs like Twilight, Sunrise, Frostfang, Howler, and the Binding of Epos, which is easily one of my favorite legendaries in the game. All of these weapons have amazing effects and designs, all fitting the magical world of Tyria. But like all bright shining lights, they cast a very formidable and dark shadow. The Dreamer... I honestly can't get a word over this thing because it's so goddamn fucking loud. This weapon is a meme. If anyone says they grinded and crafted this weapon because they love it or because they think it's cute, they're lying. The Moot, on the other hand, is much less annoying, but just as flashy. You see, even though it is a high fantasy setting and many things can become weapons, I don't think a wand that's a fucking disco ball is at the top of the cool weapon design list. Part of the problem I have with these weapons is that they have the coveted legendary status, which, if these are good legendary weapons or not, that's a topic for another day. But even if they weren't, I'd still have my problems with them. Now this doesn't mean you can't have fun with designs, because I love the broken bottle dagger, the mini crossbow pistols, and the Mike Warhorn. It's just that these weapons are too out there to feel as if they're a part of the world. Like the prior I mentioned feel like things I could stumble upon if I was there. They feel like I'd go on some long difficult quest and kill some crazy frost dragon king to obtain them. But a rainbow bow that shoots unicorns is a little much, man. Now, if you want wacky and out there weapons, there's one game that I'd say probably does this the best. Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2 is easily my favorite game of all time and is one of the only games I definitely have over 1,000 hours in. And for good reason. In TF2, not only do the conventional weapons have a weird quirk to them, like a rocket launcher that's loaded from the front by shoving 4 rockets into it, a twin-barrel grenade launcher that holds 3 grenades, and a shotgun that seems to automatically reload itself. One of the best showcases of how TF2 fully embraces its weird side is shown in the variety of melee weapons specifically. The Spycicle is literally just an icicle that when stabbing an enemy turns him to a solid block of ice, and melts when burned. Not only is this a weird idea for a weapon, but its utility complements its design. Not only that, but it also answers the age-old question of if you could use an icicle as a weapon. Other melee weapons include a severed arm, a fish, a frying pan, a wooden mallet, a railroad crossing sign, and a protester's sign. The weirdness also extends to the primary and secondary slots as well, with items such as the Tide Turner, which looks like a steering wheel ripped right off of a pirate ship, the Soda Popper that is a double-barrel sawed-off shotgun with a can strapped to the bottom of it that somehow makes you jump more after you filled up some hype meter, the Bonk Atomic Punch, which literally has radioactive isotopes inside of it and is advertised as a feature or a good thing in the drink, the Hulong Heater, which is a minigun that spews flames out from underneath you but has the design of a dragon head on it, the Beggar's Bazooka. This thing is literally just a pile of trash thrown together, and if stuffed with more than 3 rockets, it just blows up in your hand. The idea for this weapon is very good. Another thing is that I feel like these melee weapons could have kind of still fit in a game like COD. Don't get me wrong, I think weapons should fit the environment they're put in, which is why I don't see much of a problem with COD having a pan or an icicle as a weapon. However, even though you have a somewhat comical setting/theme for a game, doesn't mean you should go too far with the designs, and there is a too far. Saints Row 4, in my opinion, was probably the weakest one in the franchise. I enjoyed playing Saints Row 3, I played a little bit of Saints Row 2, and I've played all the way through Saints Row 4. It was funny and out there for sure, but for a game about gangsters and gang wars, it was a little much. Now, Saints Row has its fair share of comical weapons, one of which I don't think I need to mention. However, for the fourth game, it takes it a little too far, in my opinion. Let's start with the good. The knife and American guns are an example of fun weapons that fit the setting. A minigun that shoots knives and another that shoots rockets and fireworks as you shoot it are good ways to have weird and wacky weapon designs in a game like this. It's weird, but it's still somewhat believable. It's flashy, but not over the top. The dubstep gun, on the other hand, is riding that fine line. I mean, in a world taken over by aliens, I can believe using sound waves and heavy bass as a weapon could be done. Plus, the design for it, I think, fits the setting pretty well. That being said, what the fuck is this? What is this codename Kids Next Door looking ass gun? This is just... what? Like, I get it, haha fart joke, but like what? It shoots a plunger that explodes with a fart noise and with green gas everywhere. I really don't get it. I had more to say on this, but like personally, I don't think it fits the game at all. In a world with high-tech weaponry, crazy aliens invading everywhere, modern M16s, pistols, etc., this just kind of comes out of left field, and in my mind, its implementation makes literally no sense. I mean, this gun isn't as bad as the EX1, mind you, but still, it just doesn't fit that well. Look, if you still like these weapons, that's perfectly fine. This is just my opinion, and I'm just some dude rambling on YouTube right now. Don't take this shit too seriously, man. I personally just like it when games follow a specific theme and design choice and make cool weapons that fit the theme that enhance it. Make you feel immersed in the world, so to say. Make you feel like, oh yeah, if I was in this fantasy area and I got into some bar scruffle, of course I'd bust open a bottle and use it as a makeshift knife, essentially. Or, yeah, this legendary weapon does look cool. It does seem like this would be something I'd go hunting down in some crazy quest or whatever. Not, this looks like a fucking piece of shit that I just found over here and it makes no sense and why does it stick out like a sore thumb? But as I said before, this is just my opinion. If you guys like these weapons, no harm, no foul, especially with the Dreamer and the Moot. But if you like the Dreamer, please stay out of my world events. That thing is so fucking annoying. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it, like I said before, it's been a long time since I uploaded a video. I've just been trying to upgrade everything and kind of really work out the kinks of the whole YouTube thing going on right now. And I think I kind of got the aesthetic or whatever the fuck nailed down that I kind of want right now. But yeah, this is the kind of style of videos that I'll probably be making in the future. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you didn't, and I will see you in the next one.